What's up guys, it's time for me to review St. Vincent for you, which may not matter for a lot of you because it's only in limited release this week, but let's do it anyway. Alright, so St. Vincent is a new movie coming out starring Bill Murray, Melissa McCarthy, and newcomer Jaden Lieberher. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Naomi Watts is in there too, but I'm not really going to talk about her that much because she's terrible in it and she does this horrible Russian accent that sounds like it's out of Boris and Natasha. Alright, so St. Vincent, as you might have gathered if you've seen the trailer, is just sort of an odd couple pairing. It's, you know, a curmudgeonly, miserly, elderly man played by Bill Murray, who's sort of set in his ways. He's got his own issues going on with his wife and his gambling debts and things of that nature. And then Melissa McCarthy and her son Oliver move in next door, and of course, the old man and the little boy become unlikely friends. This is a movie we've seen a lot of times before, and I think the hope for a lot of people was that maybe Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy would sort of elevate it to something more interesting than the other versions that we've seen previously in other movies that are just like this in the same basic premise, but unfortunately, no, it really isn't that special. It's not a bad movie by any means, but you don't really need to see it. The movie is really well acted. Bill Murray's great because he's f***ing Bill Murray. He's always great. Melissa McCarthy, it was refreshing to see her kind of playing a straight man of sorts to Bill Murray's craziness, because we've seen Melissa McCarthy be hilarious in Bridesmaids and not so hilarious in that terrible movie Tammy, but we've seen her slopping around and being funny that way, so it's nice to see her sort of like pulled together and having, you know, her own issues of course in the movie, but not being this complete and utter mess that we've seen her do. We know she can do that. It's time to move on. The movie also has Chris O'Dowd, who's also in Bridesmaids, and he had that show Family Tree on HBO. Like him a lot. He's great in the movie. And Terrence Howard is also in the movie for some reason. Jaden Lieberher, the kid who plays Oliver, he's really good too, but again, you know, performances weren't enough to make me love this movie. This is not something that I would tell anyone that they need to run out and see. All of the beats that you expect in this movie are there. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to see a more interesting take on this sort of old man, little boy, unlikely friendship dynamic, just go watch Bad Grandpa. This is the feature debut from Theodore Melfi, who I've never heard of before, and that's probably because he's a first-time feature writer-director. But, you know, I mean, it's not a terrible debut, it's just an utterly forgettable one. If you want to watch a Bill Murray movie, watch pretty much anything else he's ever done. There are some good lines or thoughts throughout the movie here and there, but that really wasn't enough to elevate it to being something that I'm going to tell you guys to run out and see. But, you know, if you don't really care that much about having your life changed and having something that's going to make you sing from the mountaintops about how great it is, feel free and go ahead and check it out. You're not going to be pissed off by it, but it's not going to be something that you're going to remember 2 years from now, most likely. So there you have it, guys. Those are my thoughts on St. Vincent. I didn't really want to get too much into the plot because, again, you can figure out exactly what's going to happen from the trailer most likely, and that is what happens, unfortunately. Alright guys, that's it for this review, but let me know in the comments if you're going to check out St. Vincent this weekend or if you've somehow seen it already and what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe because it's polite.